Back, we're covering the breaking news on the hostage situation in Mali. Earlier this morning, I spoke with Republican presidential candidate Jeb Bush and asked his thoughts on what needs to be done to handle ISIS.
We need to have a strategy. And I think the commander-in-chief needs to embrace that strategy, but it needs to be based on what is the optimum way to destroy ISIS and to create security and stability so there's not a void filled and another group comes in.
Joining us right now in the Fox News national security analyst, KT McFarland. KT, your thoughts on Jeb Bush's reaction, and what are your observations this morning?
Well, I'm not sure what he said. I mean, it sounded sort of mushy. Of course we need a strategy. The president thinks he has a strategy. Problem is it isn't working. So what would the strategy look like? And I think that we all need to take a step back and understand that it's going to be a whole lot bigger than just a military strike in a capital somewhere in the Middle East. We have tried that. We went after al-Qaeda in Afghanistan. They moved to Pakistan. We got them in Pakistan. They moved to Iraq. We got them in Iraq. They moved to Syria. You've got to get to the heart of the underlying philosophy, which is they're against all Western civilization. They want to destroy the way we in the West live. And so to destroy that is not just a military solution, although it's an essential part of it, but it has to be an economic. Go after their money source. Go after their ideology. Go after their religion.
Why haven't we gone after their money source at this point? We know that ISIS makes its money by selling oil on the black market, kidnapping. Apparently, they're controlling 40% of the wheat market in Iraq. Why has it been so difficult to attack them economically, KT?
Well, Donald Trump has a point. Bomb the oil fields. Bomb the oil refineries. I would say sink the tankers taking Syrian oil. What the Syrians are doing, what the ISIS does is it sells oil at undervalued prices, at way below market prices, and a lot of companies are willing to buy it. A lot of countries are willing to buy it. We can track that money, and we should say to those countries, those companies, you buy their oil, you don't get to trade with us. All of that trade is denominated in dollars. The United States in the last decade, because we control world trade in dollars through U.S. banks, we have a huge piece of leverage that we can use on anybody like radical Islamic groups, that we don't seem to be able to do it.
Yeah, KT, that is so dead on. I mean, the two biggest weapons of mass destruction that we have against these people are our currency and the power to go against their debts. Now, their debts are also denominated in dollars. Their debts are denominated in dollars. Their cash flows via oil are denominated in dollars. So we could do that. That to me seems pretty obvious. What's not obvious is the other point that you made, which is how do we go after them on the religion topic?
Okay, there are the senior clerics in Islam. One is the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar University. Al-Azhar University is like the Vatican. It's where all of the Muslim clerics go to study. He's come out about 9 months ago and he said, we've got a big problem. We have to change the way we educate our youth. The Grand Mufti of Cairo, another leading cleric, he came out last week and condemned the Paris violence. He said, this is not Islam. Anybody in the West heard that? Anybody in the Middle East heard that? We should help give them a platform. We've ignored them. I mean, this administration won't have anything to do with anybody in Egypt. And yet we have people within that religion, respected people, senior people, who are calling out their own. Yeah. We should encourage that.
What's your read on why Mali? I mean, what is your read on this attack and the 170 hostages being taken in the Radisson Hotel?
Two reads on it. One, Mali is where was a French colony. It's, remember, France a year ago sent in forces to defeat an al-Qaeda affiliate in Mali. So part of it is that they're there, an al-Qaeda affiliate is there. Part of it is revenge against France. But I think a bigger thing to recognize is what have we seen in the last couple of weeks, whether it's been Paris, whether it's now in Mali, whether it was in Beirut. It's urban warfare. I mean, the first time urban warfare was conducted really by radical Islamic groups was in Mumbai in India several years ago. It's a new thing. It's a new way to do war. It's not a suicide bomber as much as let's get our guys inside an urban area, go to a soft target, and attack, kill everybody inside, and maybe single out, like we did in the Nairobi shopping mall, single out the people who are Muslims and then kill everybody else.
KT, thank you very much. We appreciate you calling in this morning. KT McFarland on the telephone. We've got